that sky, huh? Ooh, that's beautiful. And it's really, really hot. I mean, it's really hot. There's a little breeze because there's a little lake there, but it's like being in a convection oven. Heat just flowing all around you. It's my lunch break. I'll be on here for just maybe, I don't know. I don't know how long I'll be on here, but it'll be definitely, I'll be logging off before 2 p.m. I take my lunch at 1 because for me, taking lunch at 1 kind of mentally shortens my day. That's the only reason why I take it at 1. And plus, that's an option. So, because not everybody's going to go to lunch at 12. You know, if you're doing technical support, you can't have, because if everybody has to go to lunch at 12, then you'll lose customers because there's going to be nobody there to support them. So the lunch schedule fluctuates, especially in the busy season, which is on its way probably next week. I probably won't be doing too many. I might. I don't know. I can't predict the future. Only God can do that. He already knows. But look at that view. That's the main reason why I moved to Florida. It's usually, and we're in summertime, so it's usually always like this. It's just the bad part about it is that if you don't do everything that you have to do in the morning, mid-afternoon, then you're gonna get rained on about 3:34, and those are heavy rains until November. But it didn't rain this weekend. That was nice. I don't think it rained at all. I was able to go out in the afternoon, not worried about rain. So as you can see, the reservoir or whatever they call that doesn't have any water, but it's full of grass. So hello, come on in, like, share, subscribe. Thank you for joining. Mid-afternoon walkabout. Got to get some exercise. I'm battling this sort of sensation that I feel tired. Hey there, hi, new sub. Thank you so much. Like, share, subscribe, that button for me, please. Hi, hello. Casper with a C, love that. Creative. So, what I'm gonna say is, hello, come on in, like, share, subscribe. Thank you for joining. Look at the sky, look how beautiful that is. Isn't that beautiful? And it's really hot. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. So what I'm going to talk about is how, if you're in renewal of your conditioning, of your mind and your heart and your soul, what remains in your battle that's still lingering, that you have to figure a way, that you've already identified, but you have to figure a way how to deal with it, and then eliminate it, right? I used to watch it when it first came out, but I'm my favorite UFC fighter. I don't have one. I used to like Frank Mir. He was no joke. I liked a lot of them. The skinny black guy from Brazil, what's his name? He was great. I loved watching him fight till he broke his shin and he got knocked out for being a clown because he used to clown people. I forgot his name. He was a good fighter. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. So right now I don't watch it. Obviously John Jones Bones, but life got a grip of him, but he's a great fighter. Rashid Lewis, I think his name is Rashad Lewis. He's a great fighter. Old school guy too. You know, definitely love the Diaz, the Diaz brothers, Nick and Nate Diaz. Those guys are awesome. They're real. They're raw. Um, but I don't watch it anymore. From so the partial owner of Dana White. So we used to have what you call Darnie Brooks, which we fist fight every day when I was a kid. so so basically right now at this point I have this feeling of tiredness. And I went to sleep early yesterday. And I need assistance to sleep because, usually in the night I wake up a lot. Today I woke up at 4 this morning, went back to sleep. My brother called me, he woke me up. And that's why I did my stream 5 minutes late today, but at least he woke me up. And I told my boss, I was like, yeah, I almost did. She's like, well, glad your brother called you. So I'm battling this kind of tiredness that I know I don't have. I know what it comes from. It's from, the depression I was going through, the anxiety that I used to have. I know those things left that type of, I don't know, feeling or whatever you want to call it, right? So this is why I walk every day in the afternoon, so I can get some energy because I love being outside. That's why I moved to Florida, right? So like usually right now, when I was in my previous relationship, she wouldn't be there, of course, but I would go to sleep. Sometimes she would be there and I would go to sleep. And the sleep that I was going through was basically out of exhaustion, right? From trying to do everything right and always being treated as if what I'm doing, my effort didn't matter. So I had a lot of pressure, a lot of negative feelings. So that's probably why I used to go to sleep. Now I'm still going through that, where I feel that I need to go to sleep. And I was gonna go to sleep at 1, right? And then wake up, But I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna let that feeling of tiredness take me over, right? I'm gonna control it as much as I can, and I'm gonna, reacclimate to the sleep schedule that I should have, right? Putting back not putting back, but reasserting my circadian rhythm, right? It's been taken from me. Plus, I used to love hanging out at nighttime. Like I would do my job. I'd get on my motorcycle, and I got some videos on there. I would go out at night, and the nighttime is no longer for me anymore. I'm not a night creature. I used to be a night creature. Hi, thank you for the like. I appreciate it. I'm doing well. How are you? Hey, hope you guys are doing well. Like, share, subscribe, por favor. So how do you battle that? How do you, of course you got books. You have psychiatrists, psychologists, and that's always good, to renew your conditioning from the trauma that you were subjected to, whether as a child or as an adult. So when you renew, you begin to see the things that you need to renew. See how hard it is? I just took my hat off. And thank you so much. I appreciate that. I think we're like 3 people away from having 1,300, which is amazing, which is awesome. I was good with what I had, but Father God will provide all the time. Love you so natural. You already know. You ready? Wake up, wake up. Omni Cosmic in the house. You already know when God speaks, everything listens. Thank you. So you identify it because you're clear-minded, because you are on the right path in your own life. You've broken bondage with people, with situations, with circumstances, but that continues. It doesn't just stop the moment that you decided to change your life, right? Or seek advice and assistance. It continues. People may see people, he looks happy, but happiness and unhappiness go together. How could you know what happiness was or is if you were never unhappy, right? So which one would you rather be? Would you rather be happy or unhappy? I would rather be happy, really, all day, every day. My energy and my peace are purposefully rejuvenated by Father God because this is where I need to be. And I'll show you. This is just physical. This is just a physical situation. Look at this. Little beautiful butterfly. I don't know if you can see it. Look at that. Look how pretty that is. You got some beautiful canes over there. If you see them, 2 adult canes. See them when they usually stay together. So this is where God put me, on top of a mountain. Here I'm climbing, on top of the world, baby. This is where I need to be. So I'm accepting that, just how I accepted, being in that life, going out all night, hanging out, drinking beer every weekend, coming to on Sunday, not remembering what happened. For the past couple of weekends, I've been great. I've been positive. Of course, I still have those people looking for me that I used to hang out with, and not accepting me saying no to them. Are you sure? Are you okay? You want to hang out? And then continuously, the whole weekend, people have been texting me. The people that I used to hang out with in that world, texting me if I want to hang out. I had to say no. You know how I know they don't respect me? It's because I said no more than one time. And they kept on insisting. And now they don't text me no more. Good. Good. That was God's purpose. Don't answer these folk because you know what they're about and you know what you're trying to get away from. But the evil lies within, right? Did I take God's advice? Absolutely, because I'm in peace right now, and it smells beautiful. So yeah, if there's something that you have distinguished, that you have evidenced in your renewal that is still there, how can you renew that, right? Everything's a process. It goes. So you fight against it, right? You fight against that conditioned mind state, the conditioned feeling that you get. You fight against it. You write it down, what it is. If you don't know what it is, if you can't identify it, talk to someone, a psychologist or a psychiatrist, get some advice. Explain to them what that feeling is, and they'll be able to pinpoint it for you because that's what they do. That's not what you do because you're living life, you're paying bills, you're distracted all the time, but now you want to be one with Father God or one with yourself. Is really difficult because you have all those years of distraction. So you don't know yourself as well as you think you do. Other people know you. Other people can manipulate you, but you don't know how to manipulate yourself. So manipulate yourself. Put yourself in that state of being and saying, I can fight this. What are you fighting? So I, for example, am fighting that feeling. I'm getting energy right now from the sun. It's taking energy. So it's a symbiotic relationship because when you get out of the sun, you feel tired, right? But you're also getting ethereal information in your body. Vitamin D is what they call it. And so how am I fighting that, right? I mean, I sleep at all awkward hours. I used to. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to be that person, right? I'm not that person. So how do I combat that? I identify the situation. So I'm tired, or I think that I'm tired. So let me manipulate myself into me believing that I'm not tired. How can I do that, right? I'm thinking to myself, how can I manipulate myself into thinking when I'm not tired, when I feel tired? How can I? So this is what I'm doing. I'm coming outside. Look at that beautiful butterfly. You see him? Gorgeous. Look at that. Look at the Everglades. Those are Everglades. That's all water. All water. So don't, I mean, not that you're gonna, but if you come down here, all that's water. It's Florida. So, how do you renew yourself? Well, what you do is you manipulate yourself. How do you manipulate yourself? First of all, if you get a chance to write it down so that you can review it, so that you can read it, so that you can repeat it, because repetition creates that mindset. Just like playing basketball, just like practicing football, you practice the move over and over again until you perfect it. That's how life is. You practice those writings every day until you perfect it. And you practice them. Don't just write them down. Apply them and practice. The more you practice, the more it will come like second nature, right? And that's what I'm doing. So that's how I'm battling that part of my old past trauma, is I used to sleep it off, but it was always still there. So now I'm going for a walk. I'm exercising. I'm getting some sun on my dome piece. I'm getting some vitamin D, right? And I feel more productive than just, when my lunchtime rolls around, I just go to the bed, which I can do. And sometimes it happens. Sometimes I'm just like, yeah, I don't want to go out. But just thinking about what would be the difference if I just go to sleep and go out? What's the difference? What are the benefits? Sleeping doesn't benefit me at all. Because when I wake up, I got to go right back to work immediately. And then whatever, is haunting me, whatever is eating at me is still there. So if I get a chance to walk, basically I'm performing therapy by talking here at the same time. Therapy and physical fitness. Getting some sun into my body, right? For about 20 minutes, half an hour is good. Do it every day. If it's not raining, which normally it's not. And again, sometimes it doesn't happen. Sometimes omnicosmic just feels like laying down. But I battle it every day. Believe me, so I'm trying to reclaim my circadian rhythm so I can have the energy that I need in the daytime when the sun's out and rest as I should. There's I forgot what I was going to say, but it has to do with that type of mentality, right? Because battling yourself is the hardest thing that you can do in your life. Fighting your old habits and trying to renew new ones is not easy. And we love it to be easy. That's like the Bible verse that the road to righteousness is narrow and not many can go through that door. Everybody likes that wide door where you can do anything, say anything, be anything, not have any rules or laws. You're going by what you want to do, by what you think is right. But that door into righteousness is very narrow and not a lot of people can take it. Oh, I just saw a huge butterfly. Get off me. So another process is denying yourself out of your daily pleasures, whatever those daily pleasures might be, right? If you learn to deny yourself, you create discipline. If you learn to think about what you're submitting to and you don't want to submit to it, then there's the battle, and that's a daily battle. For instance, I went to go buy food this weekend. I got some free food from a church that I visited yesterday, which is a Pentecostal church, not for me. Energy was great, but I don't do Pentecostal. And again, those are religions. I don't do religions, but I do go to church to congregate and meet people and talk. Maybe there might be something that I might learn, something that they might learn. That's why I do it. So on my way there, I saw a sign that says free food, comida gratis. That's how you say free food in Spanish. And I was like, hey, so I turned around, made a U-E, went over there, got me some food. But then I went to Walmart anyway, because the food wasn't sufficient for 2 weeks, which is when I get paid every 2 weeks, right? So I went to Walmart. I don't have a cooking pan. I don't have cooking utensils, so I can't cook on a stove. Basically, most of the food that I buy now is microwavable, even the eggs. So they gave me eggs. It was like, hey, some eggs. I took some eggs. So I went on YouTube University, figured out, from someone, how long does it take to cook an egg in the oven? In the microwave. So you scramble the egg, you put some butter if you want, milk, and you put it in the microwave for a minute. After a minute, depending on the power of your microwave, you can check it, look at it, scramble it up. Or usually I leave it like an omelet. I put some rice on it, and I put some tuna fish on it. So I went to Walmart, and I started pulling all of these things that I think I needed, like a pan, which was like $11. It was a cast iron pan, some utensils, some incense. I just kept on grabbing stuff, right? I need a curtain. I don't have a curtain. I just have shades. But I've been here for 25 days. I haven't needed those things, and I'm doing okay. So you know what I did? And this is denying yourself. This is disciplining yourself to the reality of what it is for you. I took all that stuff and put it back, except for some matches that I have, and I have incense. It was only $1, so but a dollar accumulated. So then I was like, okay, what was my original reason for coming here? Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Hello, and then he's down there. I think these are the youngest that just grew up, because you see how freshly colored the top of the crown is. I think these are the two little guys that we saw with their parents. Their parents are gone, so they're basically on their own now. Yeah, I think that. Yep, that's the babies. Like they finally grew up. If you see the red crown on the top, on their crown, the red colors. Yeah, those are the babies that we came out here to see. They're grown. They're in the middle. He's calling his homeboy. He's like, yo, come here. Let me get out of his way. There he goes. So if I move, right? If I move, he's gonna go to his boy. See, watch, look. Or his brother. See? So his brother's over there, look. Right there. He's like, come on, man, where you at? So now he's gonna go. Beautiful creatures. Aren't they pretty? All right, buddy. He's gonna go over with his fam. I was just in his way. He didn't want to go. So anyway, that was pretty neat. So what I did is I put all that stuff back. I've been living without it, right? But I had money, so I was like, let me spend money on the right thing. But spending money on the right thing sometimes isn't gonna help. So I put all of those things back, and even the curtain, right? I paid my rent early, because if I leave it there, I know myself. This is how I'm disciplining myself, that somewhere along the line, I'm going to need something, and I'm not going to be able to have my full rent, and that's not going to happen. So I wanted to wait until the first, but that's not going to happen. So, which is, around the corner. I said, no, you know what? Let me pay my rent. And so I went to the food section, and I got me some tuna fish in the bags. They have like 15, 16% protein. I got me some instant rice that comes in these little bowls, and there's 2 per ones, like $1.97 a piece. I got me like 4 of those. I got me like 12 bags of the tuna, different flavors. So I got food. I got 6 bottles of water at $1.43 a piece, or $1.34 a piece. Spring water, because that's the best water. Any other water is all dead. Any drinking water, osmosis water, all that water is dead water. Do not drink that water. Find some water videos on YouTube University where people show you the tests for alkalinity and whatever else. Spring water is the best water to drink. Make sure you do that. I'm not a psychologist, I'm not a scientist, but I have done research, and I know you can taste the difference in the spring water as opposed to dead water that you're drinking. Water as we see is not the right water, because it's a compound of hydrogen and oxygen. Hydrogen is the true water. Hydrogen will hydrate you. Water temporarily lubricates you. It's like an oil. So if you can get hydrogen, which they sell it, it's expensive, get the hydrogen. They only show you forms of hydrogen in gas, and you put your hands in it and go. But remember, if you have read the Bible, God created that space between the waters, creating oxygen. And oxygen oxidates when it contacts your blood. That's why you die. Wake up. You already know I'm the cosmic in the house, you bird. That's scientific stuff, but later for that. So get yourself some spring water. So I got all the things that I needed. Came home, put them in the pantry, and I was good with that. Like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. You already know, love your soul, not your role. Wake up. And so there is the message of how you deny yourself, why you should deny yourself, and how that gives you discipline on the things that you know that you should be doing. Being aware of your mindset, where that thought came from, how it was formulated, and either if you have to combat it or it's something that benefits you, not just in the moment, because everybody wants instant satisfaction, but look towards the future, right? And nobody's promised tomorrow, of course. We all know that. But proper preparation prevents poor performance. You already know. So, those are two things that I'm battling. Handling my finances, which really, I didn't have a problem with doing that. But the problem that did arise was that I was taking care of everybody else with my finances. And my finances were dwindled very quickly. And not because I used it or abused it, it's because I used it for other people and they abused it. Now they don't got it no more. Now they hate me. It's all good. All right, find your own, get your own, build your own. And if you feel like sharing your own with someone else, go right ahead and do it. But remember, you gotta understand their intent. Your mind has to be clear. Your heart has to be firm, right? So that you can see what is real and not what is being hidden from you, because people have a different agenda about what you have to offer them. Been there, done that, got the t-shirt, burned it in a bonfire, you bird. So that's how you can move on. Well, that's how you can recondition and renew your old self. And remember, that's what this challenge is about. It's about renewal, spiritual renewal, mental renewal, emotional, all the old status, all the old you, how you get rid of that, right? And how you stay consistent with not having that as part of your life. And I get rid of negativity real quick. I don't have to deal with any of that. Well, where you at, right? How can I get rid of this clown right here? It does say that you can put you on timeout, 24 hours. Take that. And it's good because it shows you who did it. Love your soul, not your role. Timed you out. Like, share, subscribe. Come on now. I'm on at 7:15 every morning with a renewal, motivational, surrender prayer. Got some poems as well. And I read all that stuff out every morning before you plant your feet, before you begin to deal with what you believe to be problems and not challenges and opportunities. Give it to Father God. Let him deal with that. But you live your life as you feel that you think you need to live your life, because as you go, Father will reveal certain things to you that you need to know, that you need to be aware of, that he wants you to know, that he wants you that you be aware of, because he's protecting you. Now, as the love that he gives you, you should also give it back to him, because he's hurting too from all the love that he gives us whenever we need him, and then he needs us every day. Hi, Father God. Good morning. How are you? Hope you had a great night. Hope you're doing well. And by the way, thank you for everything you did for me. That's it. And then walk that path. You don't have to change. You still be the same you. You are the same you. But your routine and the way you look at life will be changed automatically once you start following Father God, Jesus Christ, his word. And I'm not saying religion. I'm not religious, even though I was baptized in Christianity. I don't follow religare. I'm not regulated. I follow Jesus Christ. And there are a lot of books about him. The main one, the Bible, folks who wrote about him while they were hanging out with him, right? And there are other books that show you where he was when he disappeared for those years that he disappeared. He was studying other religions, other forms of nations' understandings. I believe he spent some time in Tibet, in India, in those places that have been around forever, that have a spiritual foundation that transcends our understanding even of man itself. Because all our information comes from the old world, all of it. Educational from Russia. You got psychology from Germany and Russia. You got even, so they got their information from the Moors, and the Moors got their information from the original African folks, the Dogons, and whoever else was there. Right. So if you follow that back to Council and the Sia, you follow that back to the you know the scrolls that were found, the Essenes that Jesus Christ was a part of. You gotta find that, and then you know exactly what you're getting into. Because a lot of us just get into things because we think that everybody else needs to validate what we're getting into, so that we can feel that we changed because someone else told us that we changed. But in all reality, internally, you're still the same person. You're always going to be the same person. Your principles may change, your ideas may change, but that takes practice and it takes time and belief, right? And belief. And you have belief. Believe me, you have belief. It's there. You just got to focus in on the right aspect of life, your life, not anybody else's. Not your boyfriend, not your girlfriend, not your mom, not your dad, not your family. A lot of people who family is good. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's put them in their right spot. But you're gonna be you. You're gonna always be with you, whether you have a family or not. So it begins with you, the one, the Neo that God made in His image. That should tell you a lot. That should tell you a lot. If He made you in His image, that should fulfill everything that you think is wrong with you, which is not. And say, hey, I'm Father God's son. I'm Father God's daughter. Period. You are Majesty. Majesty Monday. Wake up. Wake up. You already know. Love your soul, not your role. Omnicosmic in the house. So study yourself. Study your old habits. Look at what you used to do. Write it down. How it benefited you. How it doesn't benefit you. I'm pretty sure it didn't benefit you if you're trying to change, right? And then work at it one by one, slowly but surely. You'll get it. You just got to be consistent and be disciplined in your practice and your application of what you have just learned about yourself. Once you do that, ain't no stopping you now. You're on the move, right? All right, I think I need to go. Love your soul, not your role. Let me send a shout out to these folks that joined today. Dejan Prods, Casper, hello there. Thank you for joining. Somebody with an Arabic name. I can't read Arabic, but hello. Um, Someone asked who's my favorite UFC fighter. I answered that. Hello to N. I don't know what that is. I can't see. I don't have my glasses on. Um, Debo. There it is. His comments. Someone says I live in the U.S. Someone says I'm Arab. I love all people. That's right. You should. Just hello. How are you? Magwai. Amp Boy. Hey. Amp Boy sub. Thank you, Amp Boy. Appreciate that. My name is Fatima. Says hello. And the message was deleted by Zach the Hippies 95. Okay, love your soul, not your role. You already know when God speaks, everything listen, and Jesus Christ loves you. Yes, He does.